Thank you all for tuning into Big Mama Story Time. Story Time. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment to my page. Here we go. Hi guys, thank you all for tuning into Big Mama Story Time on today. Today I will be finishing up The Adventures of Captain Underpants, now in full cover, the first epic novel by Dave Pilkey. Alright, let's get into this. Oh, and Caldecott honor artist. Okay, now we left off here right after they turned him into Captain Underpants. Chapter 12. Out the window! George and Harold dashed to the window and looked out. There, running across the parking lot, was a pudgy old guy in his underwear with a red cape flowing behind him. Tra-la-la! Mr. Krupp, come back! Shouted Harold. He won't answer to that, said George. He thinks he's Captain Underpants now. Oh no, said Harold. He's probably running off to fight crime, said George. Oh no, said Harold. And we gotta stop him, said George. Oh no, cried Harold. No way! Look, said George. He could get killed out there. Harold was unmoved. Or worse, said George. We could get into big trouble. You're right, said Harold. We gotta go after him. The two boys opened the button file cabinet drawer and took out their slingshots and skateboards. Do you think we should bring anything else? Asked Harold. Yeah, said George. Let's bring the fake doggy doo-doo. Good thinking, said Harold. You just never know when fake doggy doo-doo is going to come in handy. Really, y'all? Okay. Harold stuffed Mr. Krupp's clothes, shoes, and toupee into his backpack. Then together the two boys leaped out the window, slid down the flagpole, and took off on their skateboards after the amazing Captain Underpants. Chapter 13, y'all. Bank robbers. George and Harold rolled out their skateboard all over town looking for Captain Underpants. I can't find him anywhere, said Harold. You'll think a guy like him would be easy to spot, said George. Size, huh? When the boys turned a corner, and there he was. Captain Underpants was standing in front of a bank looking quite heroic. Mr. Krupp, cried Harold. Shh, said George. Don't call him that. Call him Captain Underpants. Oh, yeah, said Harold. And don't forget to snap your fingers, said George. Right, said Harold. But before he got a chance, the bank doors flew wide open and out stepped two robbers. The robbers took one look at Captain Underpants and stopped dead in their tracks. Surrender, said Captain Underpants, or I will have to resort to wedgie power. Oh no, whispered Harold and George. Nobody moved for about 10 seconds. Finally, the robbers looked at each other and burst out laughing. They dropped their loot and fell to the sidewalk, screaming in hysterics. Almost immediately, the cops showed up and arrested the crooks. Let that be a lesson to you, cried Captain Underpants. Never underestimate the power of underwear. The police chief, looking quite angry, marched over to Captain Underpants. And just who the heck are you supposed to be? The police chief demanded. Why, I'm Captain Underpants, the world's greatest superhero, said Captain Underpants. I fight for truth, justice, and all that is pre-shrunk and cottony. Oh yeah, shouted the police chief. Cuff 'em, boys. One of the cops took out his handcuffs and grabbed Captain Underpants by the arm. Uh-oh, cried George. We gotta roll. Together, the two boys zoomed into the crowd, weaving in and out of the cops and bystanders. Harold skated up to Captain Underpants and knocked the superhero off his feet. George caught him and the boys skated away with Captain Underpants on their shoulders. Stop! cried the cops, but it was too late. George, Harold, and Captain Underpants were gone. Chapter 14, The Big Bang. After their quick escape, George, Harold, and Captain Underpants stopped on a deserted street corner to catch their breath. "Okay," said George, "let's Let's dehypnotize him quick before something else kaboom happened. Kaboom!" A huge explosion came from the rare crystal shop. Across the street, heavy smoke poured out of the building. Suddenly, two robbers with one stolen crystal emerged from the smoke and jumped into an old van. Did I just see two robots get into a van?" asked Harold. "You know," said George, "up until now, this story was almost believable." "Well, believable or not," said Harold, "we are not getting involved. I repeat, we are not getting involved." Just then, Captain Underpants leaped from the street corner and dashed in front of the van. "Stop in the name of underwear!" he cried. "Uh-oh," said George. "I think we're involved." The two robots started up the van and swerved around Captain Underpants. Unfortunately, the van brushed up against his red cape and he got caught with a mighty jerk. Captain Underpants flipped backward and the van pulled him along as it drove away. Uh-oh. "Grab him!" cried George. The two boys skateboarded with all their might toward the speeding van and grabbed Captain Underpants by the ankles. "Help!" they cried as the van pulled them through the city streets. "Mommy," said a little boy sitting on a bench, "I just saw two robots driving a van with the guy in his underwear hanging off the back by a red cape, pulling two boys on skateboards behind him with his feet." "How do you expect me to believe such a ridiculous story?" added his mother. "It's right here happening. She ain't even lift up her head. Look at that." Finally, the van came to a screeching halt in front of an old abandoned warehouse. The sudden stop made Captain Underpants flip over the roof of the van and crash through the front door of the building. "Well, well, well," said a strange voice from inside the warehouse. "It looks as if we have a visitor." Chapter 15, Dr. Diaper. George and Harold hid behind the van until the coast was clear. Then they sneaked up to the hole in the door and peeked inside. Captain Underpants was all tied up. The two robots were standing guard, and a strange little man wearing a diaper was laughing manically. "I am the evil Dr. Diaper," the strange little man told Captain Underpants, "and you will be the first to witness my takeover of the world." Dr. Diaper placed the stolen crystal into a large machine called the Lasermatic 2000. The machine started to light up and make loud noises. Heavy gears began shifting and spinning, and a laser beam from the crystal shot straight up through a hole in the roof. In exactly 20 minutes, this laser beam will blow up the moon and send huge chunks of it crashing down upon every major city in the world, laughed Dr. Diaper. "Then I will rise from the rubble and take over the planet. Only one thing can help us now," said George. "What?" asked Harold. "Rubber doggy doo-doo," said George. Oh, rubber doggy doodle supposed to help. Okay. All right, y'all. Let's see what rubber doggy doodle do. Harold took the fake doggy doodle and a slingshot from George's backpack and handed them to him. "Be careful," said Harold. "The fate of the entire planet is in your hands." With careful and precise aim, George shot the rubber doodoo through the air, and across the room it landed with a plop, right at the feet of Dr. Diaper. "Yes!" whispered George and Harold. Dr. Diaper looked down at the doodle between his feet and turned bright red. "Oh, dear me," he cried. "I'm dreadfully embarrassed. Please excuse me." He began to waddle toward the restroom. "This has never happened to me before, I assure you," he said. I guess with all the excitement, I just, oh dear. Like, how you not feel if you pooped on yourself? He is old man, y'all, I guess. While Dr. Diaper was off changing himself, George and Harold sneaked into the old warehouse. Immediately, the robots detected the boys and began marching toward them. "Destroy the intruders," said the robots. "Destroy the intruders." George and Harold screamed and ran to the back of their warehouse. Luckily, George found 2 old boars and gave one of them to Harold. "We're not going to have to resort to extremely graphic violence, are we?" asked Harold. "I sure hope not," said George. Chapter 16, the extremely graphic violence chapter. Warning. The following chapter contains graphic scenes showing 2 boys beating the tar out of a couple of robots. If you have high blood pressure or if you faint at the sight of motor oil, we strongly urge you to take better care of yourself and stop being such a baby. Okay, y'all. Introducing Arama, Pilky brand. Here's how it works. As everybody knows, nothing enhances silly action sequences more than really cheesy animation. And so for the first time in the history of the great literature, we proudly bring you the latest in cheesy animation technology, the art of Arama. Here's how it works. Step 1. Place your left hand inside the dotted lines marked left hand here. Hold the book open flat. Step 2. Grasp the right hand page with your right thumb and index finger inside the dotted lines marked right thumb here. Now quickly flip the right hand page back and forth until the picture appears to be animated. That's how y'all do a Fliporama. Fliporama 1. Remember, flip only page 87 while you are flipping. Be sure you can see the pictures on the page 87 and the one on page 89. If you flip quickly, the 2 pictures will start to look like one animated picture. Don't forget to add your own sound effects. All right, the robot Rampage. Fliporama 2. Remember to flip the pages again. If you flip quickly, the 2 pictures will start to look like one animated picture. So I'm guessing it's them hitting him and him hitting them again. Yes, it is. Okay, look at them. All right, they look like they finna hit him in the back. Okay, all right, look at them beating down the robot, y'all. Slowly but surely, they beating down the robot. Harold returns to favor. Mixed nuts and boats. They done beat up everybody. Now all their little boats and stuff is all sitting there, y'all. They beat them up with a stick. Mixed nuts and boats. All that just everywhere. Look like they jumping on it. I don't know how. I don't see no spring, but whatever. Chapter 17, The Escape. After defeating the robots, George and Harold untied Captain Underpants. "Come on," cried Harold. "Let's get out of here." "Wait," said Captain Underpants. "We have to save the world first." So Gerald, Harold, and Captain Underpants frantically looked all over the Lasermatic 2000, searching for a way to shut it down and stop the inevitable disaster. Said Harold. "I think this might be the lever we want." He pulled the self-destruct lever with all his might. Suddenly, the Lasermatic 2000 began to sputter and shake. The huge laser beam turned off and pieces of the machine began flying off in all directions. "It's gonna blow!" cried Harold. "Run for your lives!" "Not so fast," screamed Dr. Diaper, who had appeared out of nowhere. "You demolished my robots, you destroyed my Lasermatic 2000, and you ruined my one chance to take over the world. But you won't live to tell the tale." Dr. Diaper pulled out his Diapermatic 2000 ray gun and pointed it at George, Harold, and Captain Underpants. Uh-oh, look at him. He done came out of the wall, y'all. Captain Underpants stretching his underwears. Captain Underpants quickly stretched a pair of underwear and shot it at Dr. Diaper. The underwear landed right on the evil doctor's head. "Help!" cried Dr. Diaper. "I can't see! I can't see!" Right on his head. Knocked that out of his hand. George and Harold ran out of their warehouse as fast as they could. "Great shot, Captain Underpants!" cried Harold. "There's just one thing I don't understand," said George. "Where'd you get the extra pair of underwear?" "What extra pair?" said Captain Underpants. Y'all, he used underwear on this man's head. That's why he was hollering. "Never mind that," cried George. "Let's just get out of here before that Lasermatic 2000 thing Kaboom! It blew up before they could get out. The Lasermatic 2000 blew up, tearing apart the whole old warehouse. It sent flaming shards of red-hot metal in every direction. Fire fell from the skies around our heroes, and the earth began to crumble beneath their feet. "Oh no!" cried Harold. "We're doomed!" Chapter 18. To make a long story short, they got away. Chapter 19. Back to school. George, Harold, and Captain Underpants made a quick stop outside the police station. They tied Dr. Diaper to a lamppost and attached a note to him. "There," said Captain Underpants. "That ought to explain everything." "Arrest me." That's all he put on there. I guess so. Then George and Harold led Captain Underpants back to Jerome Horwitz Elementary School. "Why are we going here?" asked Captain Underpants. "Well," said George, "you have to do some undercover work here." "Yeah," said Harold, reaching into his back pocket. "Put these clothes on and make it snappy." "Don't forget your hair," said George. Captain Underpants quickly got dressed behind some bushes. "Well, how do I look?" he asked. "Pretty good," said George. "Now try to look really mad." Captain Underpants made the nastiest face he could. "You know," said Harold, "he kind of looks like Mr. Krupp." Harold, whispered George. "He is Mr. Krupp." "Oh, yeah," said Harold. "I almost forgot." Can't forget that. Before long, they were all back inside Mr. Krupp's office. "Okay, Captain Underpants," said George. "You are now Mr. Krupp." "Snap your fingers," whispered Harold. "Oh, yeah," said George. "Snap. You are now Mr. Krupp." "Who's Mr. Krupp?" asked Captain Underpants. "Oh, no!" cried Harold. "It's not working." The boys tried again and again to dehypnotize Captain Underpants, but nothing seemed to work. Said Harold. "Let me see the instruction manual for that ring." George checked his pants pocket. Said George. "I think I lost it." "You what?" cried Harold. The two boys searched frantically through the office, but the 3D Hypno ring instruction manual was nowhere to be found. "Never mind," said George. "I have an idea." He removed the flowers from a large vase in the corner. Then he poured out all of the water over Captain Underpants' head. "What did you do that for?" cried Harold. I saw him do this in a cartoon once, said George. So it's gotta work. Let's see if it worked, y'all. After a few minutes, Mr. Krupp slowly came to. What's going on here? He demanded. And why am I all wet? George and Harold had never been so glad to see Mr. Krupp in all their lives. I'm so happy I could cry, said Harold. Well, you're gonna cry when I give that videotape to the football team, shouted Mr. Krupp. I've had it with you too. Principal Krupp took the videotape out of his file cabinet. You boys are dead meat, he sneered. He stormed out of his office with the video and headed toward the gym. George and Harold smiled. Wait till the football team sees that video, said Harold. Yeah, said George. I sure hope they like singing Purple Dragons. Hey, look, said George. I found the 3D Hypno ring instruction manual. It was in my shirt pocket, not my pants pocket. Well, throw that thing away, said Harold. We'll never need it again. I sure hope not, said George. It says, whatever you do, do not pour water on anybody's head when they are in a trance. This will cause the hypnotized person to slip back and forth from trance to reality, wherever they hear the sound of fingers snapping. Oh wow, they should have read that before they just threw that in the trash, but hey, they gonna learn. Chapter 20, the end. Things at Jerome Horowitz Elementary School were never quite the same after that fateful day. The football team enjoyed Mr. Krupp's video so much that they changed their name from the Knuckleheads to the Purple Dragon Sing-Along Friends. The name change didn't go over too well with the fans, but hey, who's going to argue with a bunch of linebackers? I know that's right. George and Harold went back to their old ways, pulling pranks, cracking jokes, and making new comic books. They had to keep an eye on Mr. Krupp, though, because for some strange reason, every time he heard the sound of fingers snapping, snap, Principal Krupp turned back into... you know who? Oh no, cried Harold. Here we go again, said George. Cha-la-la! All right, guys, that is the end of this book. It was The Adventures of Captain Underpants, now in full color. Thank you all for tuning in. That is the end of this book. I hope you guys liked it. If you didn't like it, let me know. If you did like it, let me know. Give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, however you feel. All right, guys. Thank you all for being such wonderful supporters and allowing my page to grow more and more and listening to me read books. I thank you all so much. All right, guys. Bye.